Getting a job in web development field in 2026 is not what it used to be before AI revolution. It should be before 2024, because before 2024 you only needed some framework skills or some programming languages skills. But now you have AI and you have to leverage AI tools, AI skill set. So that's why it's not easy to get into the web development field if you don't know AI stuffs. So that's why I'm going to talk about how you should prepare yourself to get a web development job in 2026. Alright, so as you can see, I have listed out some skills here and some other things that you have to understand and you have to learn properly before you apply for a web development job. The first thing is you have to understand how internet works. So before AI revolution, it was easy to apply to a web development job without understanding how internet works. But now it's not the case. Now companies prefer candidates who actually understands internet well. Here you can see I have written HTTP, HTTPS, client, server, DNS, how a website works. So you have to learn all these things. Then if I talk about front end development, then you have HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So I mean, it's needless to say, but you have to understand all the fundamentals of these technologies. Especially if I talk about HTML, then you have to know semantic tags or elements, how to make your form, how to make your web page SEO friendly by using proper HTML tags. So making an efficient and nice form is also very crucial. Then if I talk about CSS, then you have Tailwind CSS, right? I think you should understand the fundamentals of CSS, which is very crucial, because you can't just rely on Tailwind CSS, because Tailwind CSS is a framework, right? You have to know what are the fundamental things. When you know the fundamental CSS properties, then it will be much more easier for you to write Tailwind CSS. So you have to look at it carefully. So here I have listed out some of the topics of CSS that are the most important things in my opinion. Alright, then if I talk about JavaScript, I mean, this has been unchanged, because if I talk about before 2023, or I mean before AI revolution, learning JavaScript fundamentals was crucial, and it is crucial now as well. And in fact, now you have to understand everything, every detail of JavaScript fundamentals. You also need to know how JavaScript works behind the scenes, and also you have to know the best practices, which is so much crucial and so much important. Okay, so if I talk about TypeScript, then before AI revolution, or actually before, I mean, it doesn't have to do anything about AI revolution, but before 2023, it was actually possible for you to get a job without learning TypeScript. But now almost all the companies use TypeScript, and you can't just rely on JavaScript. I mean, if you don't know TypeScript, then you to get hired, I mean, the chance is very much low. So learn TypeScript and understand the fundamentals, how TypeScript work, and especially the config file of when you write a web app with TypeScript, you have a config file for TypeScript. So you have to know what are the properties in that config file, and how they affect the way TypeScript works is very, very important. Then if I come to React, then I mean, it's also needless to say that you have to understand, you have to learn the fundamentals. But here is an important thing. Now you have to know the behind the scenes things like virtual DOM and how React works under the hood. These are the things very crucial in this time, because before AI revolution you could apply for React jobs without understanding everything, how it works under the hood. But now it's not the case. Now you have to know these things in detail. Okay, if I talk about Next.js, I mean, it's the same thing. Learn the fundamentals and learn how it works, how you can make it performative, the best practices. So these are the same things it has been prior AI revolution and now. And then it's obvious that you have to know version control management software, which is Git, then JSON, regular expressions, browser dev tools, which most of us actually avoid, but this is very important. Then basic security, like how you should develop your website so that it stays secure. Then authentication it's very important. Then testing. And another thing that is I want to talk about is learning to leverage AI in your workflow. So this is what you didn't have before AI revolution, obviously. Now you have to know which tool is the best one for you to use in your workflow, so that your work gets efficient, and this is very very important. All right, so I have given you just a brief. That's what I have to say about this topic.